This is a pretty exciting co-main event. I like both fighters a lot. Kyle Daukaus is the younger brother of Chris Daukaus, the heavyweight fighter. I would say that actually Chris would makes more sense for him to fight a light heavyweight, but that's a whole another issue. Kyle is definitely a very promising prospect. He's had a few setbacks to Phil Hawes and Brendan Allen, but overall he's a very fantastic fighter. Last time he had that rear naked choke against Kevin Holland, but it was overturned because of that clash of heads. And he's pretty much expected to win against Jamie Pickett. I mean, Jamie Pickett seems like a perennial underdog. I mean, I understand why he had those two, back-to-back. Well, he had a loss to Punahele Soriano, who was a great fighter on the Contender Series. Then before that, he against Charles Byrd. And he almost quit, his career, but he kept going. And he had that nice comeback knockout against John Finpati. Then he did have a loss to Tafon Nuchuki, a solid fighter, big guy, by decision. Then he got knocked out by Jordan Wright, a guy who's very explosive. Then he beat Oriano Staropoli, and which I don't even know if Oriano Staropoli is in the UFC anymore. So that's you just keep it on account. And then Joseph Holmes, he came in looking shredded against him, and Joseph Holmes didn't look as fit, and that was an easy call. I didn't even know that much about. I didn't look too much into this fight, but I thought right away Jamie Pickett is not a bad bet in this scenario. And I was right on the previous him against Joseph Holmes. So I think honestly for this fight, I do agree with Kyle Daukaus being a favorite, but close to minus 300 favorite. I think that line is not correct. I think that again, maybe a minus 175, maybe minus 200 for Kyle Daukaus. But Jamie Pickett is a solid fighter, and I don't think it's a bad idea necessarily to throw something on him, especially comes in shredded shape. He's been putting it together recently. He's had 2 wins in a row. Kyle's kind of been like 50-50 in the UFC. You could, if you count his last win, that's if you count his last fight as a win, which is kind of, no contest. So I don't think it's a bad play to take a stab at Jamie Pickett. I think he's getting better. He's putting it together, especially his story. It's motivating. The guy has a tremendous amount of will. I'm not saying Kyle Daukaus doesn't. I'm just saying Jamie Pickett seems to have that in spades. And I think it's not a bad play, especially getting him at plus 230. I think it's not a bad play at all. And obviously, Kyle Daukaus has nasty submissions. But if Jamie Pickett can avoid it, I think it's a decent shot of winning. And, if you like Kyle Daukaus and you think he's going to win by submission, I think you're better off maybe taking the under 2.5, getting plus 135 instead of getting Kyle Daukaus at minus 290. So I don't think it's a bad play to either grab plus 230 Jamie Pickett or taking the under 2.5 at plus 135. I think either play is not bad at all, depending on how you feel. Again, I would say that if you like Jamie, just take a money line. If you like Kyle, I would rather maybe take the stab at the under. He could have a nice little submission. That's not to say he can easily win by decision, but I think at that point you're better off maybe going that way rather than having to pay minus 290 for Kyle. So we'll see what happens, but I think Jamie Pickett is. I understand that he's the underdog, and that makes sense, but shouldn't be that big of a dog, in my opinion. So hope you guys appreciate that advice, and please like and subscribe. Appreciate it.